Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. Afternoon, evening, whatever, we've got New York Minute Sports for you right here with Mike from PudgyBoySportz. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York sports for New York nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go.
It's New York Minute Sports.
What's going on there, Mike?
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
I like to talk to Mike in his native tongue, you know. I go, how you doing, Mike? Because he's from Staten Island. Staten Island must have been popping last night. Must have been in mourning last night because your boy, Honey Boo Boo's ankle looks like linguine on pasta night. What's going on, Mike?
Not much. I give my guy a little bit of credit. He still tried to get up, just like the rest of us have to do today. We all have to try and get up the way Cam Scadaboo tried to get up, even though his ankle was facing west while he was facing east.
Bro, that was so disgusting.
No.
But then I was like, red zone, you know, Chris Hansen, we're going Octobox, okay? So he's like, you know, for the week of heart, you might want to look away. But, like, why replay it? Then I pick up my video camera on my phone and record it and then post it. So everybody's guilty here. That was disgusting. I don't know if they should be showing that on TV. He's like, if you have any young children, get them to leave the... Well, was Scadaboo in an ISIS video? I mean, you know, it was bad, but, like, what are we talking about here? Can he rebound from this, man?
Yeah, they had the surgery today. So, I mean, they said as long as there's no infection, right? That's the Alex Smith thing where he had the infection. As long as there's no infection, it was a clean dislocation. He had the surgery, and apparently everything went well. So,
you know what, man? It's such a disappointment because him and Dart, the partnership and friendship that's been started between those guys, they had the mojo going. You know, he's at the Knicks game, Scadaboo, I'm already calling him Honey Boo Boo. And now I'm not even a Giant fan. I'm a Jet fan, and we'll get to those guys. But a likable dude right off the bat. Dart, likable dude right off the bat. Neighbors got hurt. Like, just imagine, first of all, if Dexter Lawrence didn't have an injury, Neighbors didn't have an injury, now Scadaboo didn't have an injury, the Giants could be contending for the NFC East right now. But the one thing that I worry about Scadaboo is he's one of those guys that gets drips every ounce of energy out of what he can with his body. He's not like, you know, he's not an Adrian Peterson. He's not a God-gifted athlete like that. He doesn't have, like, game-breaking speed. With his game, will this injury knock him back so it takes speed off of his acceleration? It takes speed off of his top flight? Like, what are we talking about here? Can Scadaboo bounce back from that?
100%. Yeah. If anybody could probably come back from this thing quicker than most people, it would be Scadaboo. I'm pretty sure he's probably stayed awake during the procedure just to even make sure they were doing the correct thing to his foot. He's going to do, and this is a guy who, he didn't run a 4.3 with blazing speed in the draft. That's why he fell. He was already kind of a 4.6, 4.7 guy. So I truly do think anybody can get hurt with this type of injury. He's going to come back, and he's going to come back better than he did before.
And you know what? One of the big things about the NFL is that, you know, every time these guys step on the field, man, it could be their last. You know, I really do not take that into consideration anymore. I think it's just a foregone conclusion. You're watching football. These guys are gladiators. They sign up for it and stuff like that. But when you have an injury like that, Jesus, man, that is decimating, and especially to the surrounding players at the moment on the field, because that has to affect your play.
I would think so. Dart looked completely out of it. You saw him cursing where the camera caught him. That's his boy, man. That's his boy. This is like you said before, these guys were breathing it was just 2 weeks ago. We were sitting here talking about the party that was going on after Thursday Night Football. If you could take me back to that.
Yeah.
But those were simpler times, it felt like. It was just, these two guys were starting to breathe some life into this franchise. And thankfully, knock on wood, we still have Dart, and hopefully nothing happens with him. But I mean, these two guys, having these two guys together was really changing the direction of the franchise. I still think it is, but it deflated as soon as it happened. It just felt like the deflation in that game. It just
So
took all the air out.
So if you guys were watching football last night, the New York Giants lost to the Eagles. You pretty much knew this was going to happen. Also, the schedule of the New York Giants this year has just been a gauntlet, and it's awful. I don't know who your owner pissed off in Major League in football, but they have the worst schedule ever. But also, there was a lot of controversy with the Tush push yesterday. What was going on with that?
Woo! So if you, I was lighting it up with this one. This one was really, I was all in favor of the tush push. I had no problem if it's officiated correctly. And clearly, after yesterday, it has to be taken out because the NFL doesn't have any rules regarding everything goes in favor of the Philadelphia Eagles when it comes to the tush push. And I don't understand what the rule is because there is no rule. They do exactly what they were supposed to do and stopped him before the line of scrimmage. So forward progress, there is no forward progress, which they called.
Here it is right here. Here's the play
And
right
then
here.
he's allowed to reach for the first down. And if your knees and elbows are still off the ground and you're reaching for that first down, the ball is still live. They treated this as if it was a play at the goal line.
Okay, so I purposely didn't watch this play so we could watch it live on the air together today. I know that you obviously watched it, but I'm going to watch this thing, and let's see what we got to see. Okay, and then what the fuck?
And at this point, right here, there's no whistle.
Fumble!
There's no whistle.
How did they not call that? Hold on. How are you not fucking writing the NFL a letter today, Mike? What the fuck?
Dude, I'm going to tell you when the whistle started to get... No whistle still. At this moment, there's no whistle for forward progress.
What the fuck is this? For the guys that are watching at home, New York Minute Sports, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. What Mike said before, when it's always in favor of the Philadelphia Eagles, I was kind of like, what is he talking about here? This play solidifies that. Mike hit the nail right on the head. How can you call this play not a fumble? And also, Mike, excellent point. Why are they calling this like it's on the fucking goal line?
That's what it looks like.
It's on the 11-yard line. It's not breaking the plane where the play is dead as soon as the nose of the ball breaks the plane of the end zone on that line. I have to watch this again. Maybe I missed something. Oh. Okay, now he brings the ball up. Fumble, strip. Fumble still loose. Giants got the ball. Giants are running with the ball. Bro,
and
that's a fucking highway rob.
In previous... And if you're going to allow the guys also who are continuing to push Jalen Hurts in the back, and how long do you let this play go on until Philadelphia just gets the first? Now, how does it work? Because every time that there's a call, it's always in favor of the Eagles.
That's egregious, bro. And like on the heels of everything going on with the betting scandal and the refs and all this shit, man, like, you got to clean this up. This is starting to get egregious with professional sports now, where they're just calling whatever the fuck they want to call, man, and we got to deal with it. That's a fumble. Like, that's a gaslight. You're telling me I watched football my whole fucking life one way. I was a quarterback in high school, all right? I was an option quarterback at that, too, so I know what goes into that, and that's a fumble. Unless his knee was down, the ball is still going. The whistle wasn't called. Dude, you must have been losing your mind on the couch.
I don't know if I could scream louder. And I'm a huge, I don't know if you are, but I'm a huge believer in the butterfly effect. So I don't expect the Giants to win this game, but if they stop them there, and you have the ball back tied at 7.
Changes the whole trajectory of the game. It
changes everything. And on the next possession is when Scadaboo gets the hip drop tackle that snapped his ankle. So butterfly effect-wise, if you get the ball back here, who knows how things are going to turn out after that? Maybe that play doesn't even happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, you can't Look
Oh,
back.
I'm
There's
just
an old
dreaming.
saying: "Look back, but don't stare, Mike." Because that's what happened, and you got to deal with it. Now the Giants are dealing with injuries all over the place. Now that question lies in the head coach, Brian Daboll. Now, you as a Giant fan, do you want these two guys back?
Absolutely not. I
Absolutely not. Now, let me play devil's advocate with you for a second. Now, there is some semblance of reason to the fact that you need to keep a coach just for the fact of normalcy. Do you want Jackson Dart, the guy that picked him, Daboll, do you want him to have a new coordinator next year? Do you want him to have a new head coach? Do you want the New York Giants to come in and hire Lane Kiffin to be your offensive coordinator, head coach, who's never done it before?
No. I think Jackson Dart can be a very good to great quarterback without Brian Daboll under his wing. I would prefer an established guy who's had a winning culture prior, like Gruden or Mike McCarthy, who was mentioned yesterday. I still believe that Bill Belichick is still out there awaiting for this Giants job to open. I think that was always the plan when he went to North Carolina, and I think that that would be also a very good hire for the Giants. I don't want the next hotshot coordinator, but I also do think Jackson Dart will be perfectly fine without Brian Daboll because this regime is going to do more harm than they do good to this kid.
Finish the story for Bill Belichick at the Giants. If you guys remember back in the Bill Parcells days, Belichick was the defensive coordinator of that team. And you know what? Those were some staunch defenses. Lawrence Taylor, he was the defensive coordinator of Lawrence Taylor. That's how long he's been a defensive coordinator and head coach. Bill Belichick is the guy for the job. Mike McCarthy is going to be hopefully the New York Jets head coach next year. Because listen, man, I'll just take it for this. I want a proven product. I'm done with the offensive, well, when we're talking about the Jets, I'm done with the defensive coordinators being head coaches. I want a proven product. I don't believe in any of these guys. Give me a clean house. So the New
Yeah.
York Giants, well, I think it depends on what was Daboll's job this year as a head coach. What do you think his mission statement was for this year? How many wins?
I don't think it was more about wins. I think it was about how the rookie quarterback looks. And clearly, it makes my argument not look well because the quarterback looks really good.
Okay.
So if they
So when you
if they
don't
win
have a
5 or 6 games and Dart looks really good, I could see the arguments of wanting to bring Dayball back. I completely get it.
Okay, so also, like, I think the New York Giants fans need to pump their brakes a little bit with, listen, I think it was what they were guilty of the New York Knicks. When we beat, remember the 3 years ago, the hey KD, aren't you should have came to New York,
Yeah.
when we won the double overtime game. Was it against the Hawks? Was it the double overtime game in the first game 3 years ago? And we treated it like it was our NBA finals. The New York Giants are so hungry for a good team that when you have a sign of life like Jackson Dart and Boo Boo, you kind of jump to conclusions. But Jackson Dart, like I've said on this show before, he reminds me of a young Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I just love the traits of what I see from this kid of the toughness, the again, like the boring stuff that not a lot of people care about, like the footwork, the keeping the eyes downfield, the extending the plays in the pocket, making the offensive line look a lot better than what it is. This kid, I mean, already stepping onto the field, he sees the field so well. When you rewatch these games on the film, you see how he just sees the field so well. And for a kid to come in like this and he's throwing to me and you out there. He's not throwing to anything special. So that's it just makes me even more upset that he has nothing to help him out there besides
They
his buddy who just got hurt.
Yeah, man, they have to make sure he's healthy for maybe 1 to 2 more off seasons where they shore this team up around him. And that's when Senator Palpatine, Bill Belichick shows up. But yo, do you want piano legs? Because he's bringing piano legs with him. His Skeletor bitch that
Yeah,
he's
I
always
know
with.
that scares me, especially with the media. It's easy in North Carolina. No one's even mentioning Belichick anymore. When he gets to New York, that'll be like she's on the sideline one game. It'll win or lose. It'll be the biggest story in the city.
Well, it looks like it's working out for the Ursay-led Colts. She's still on the
Yes, yeah.
sideline, and they're 7-1, baby. So
Daniel
maybe
Jones.
this is the new trend. You got to get some chick that looks like she was in an episode of He-Man to sit on the sideline with a headset. I think that's the formula. Well, speaking of formulas that we really Johnson and Johnson family, they make formula all the time, and the New
Yes.
York Jets, their formula's fucked, and we had a big time loss yesterday. Nick Mangold passes away at 41 years of age from a degenerative kidney condition, and man, holy shit. I was sobbing in my coffee yesterday when I got the news. Literally, as soon as I opened up my eyes, I saw that he passed away. And if you checked out the New York Jets postgame show, I had mentioned it. I met Nick a couple of times, both at Metallica shows, one in the Garden, one at Nassau Coliseum. And he literally looked, I thought it was a guy from the concert with a blonde wig on with stilts. And no, it was Nick Mangold. Okay. That's how big this dude looks. I literally tapped him on the side. He turns around. I go, "Are you Nick Mangold?" You know, the most idiot question you could ever ask a dude who looks like a Viking that escaped from a time machine, because that would be the only other answer. And he's like, "Yeah, what's up?" We started chopping it up. It turns out we have been to 14 Metallica shows each. That's what we had in common. So we chopped it up for a little bit. And then fast forward 3 years later, I saw him at the Death Magnetic tour. And he was like, "Yo, Eric!" And I was like, "What?" I was like, Nick Mangold literally remembers my name. Literally could have died a happy man there. And it's so funny because I'm fanboying out for a guy who's a year younger than me. But, dude, that's the kind of guy he was. That's the kind of personality he had. I mean, all the football stuff aside, I mean, he was the greatest. I think he was the greatest Jet ever to lace him up for the whole organization next to Kevin Mawai. It's a photo finish between him and Kevin Mawai, because the New York Jets obviously know how to pick centers and let middle linebackers leave to the New Orleans Saints like Mario Davis and Jonathan Vilma. But I digress. Yeah, sad day yesterday, but the Jets win. Mike, the Jets win in Bill Parcells fashion with the halfback toss pass, baby. I thought Dave Meggett was back there.
I mean, it was so fitting, right? I mean, if any, like I said, I made a quick video about that. I don't usually do a lot of Jet stuff, but the fact that they were able to pull that one off in the fashion that, because they could have just folded, they could have lost by what? They were down 13 or 15, late in the
31-16 at one point.
Oh yeah, they could have just folded, and it would have been, oh shucks, Jets again, and then
Yeah.
but
They could have packed it in, but they didn't, man. They kept fighting yesterday. They didn't have Sauce Gardner. They didn't have Garrett Wilson. Also, the shit earlier in the week with, excuse me, the stuff earlier in the week with Woody Johnson being a complete asshole and saying that, it would be a lot easier for Aaron Glenn if his quarterback could complete an actual pass. And then even Justin Fields goes out and has a hell of a game. And then Justin Fields, after the game, says that he was crying on the floor of his closet
yeah,
after
I don't.
Woody Johnson had made those remarks earlier this year. And bro, I mean, you know what? It takes a lot of balls to say that and to be that weak and stuff, but I just don't know what Woody Johnson is doing, but maybe Woody Johnson should keep doing it, because Justin Fields had the best performance as a Jet yesterday and that big win. You should have seen the bets I made. I had the slider you can move back on the bets.
Yeah.
I had Justin Fields at 92 yards passing, by the way. 92 yards passing. It was plus 650, by the way. I was going for the gold. I had Bengals to win and Justin Fields not to throw over 92 yards passing. And I hit the last 3 weeks on that. I've been picking the opposing team and Justin Fields to get kicked out of the game. That's what I've been betting on. So as a Jet fan, that's what I've had to rely on. But yeah, man, solid win for the New York Jets yesterday.
But do you think, like the back and forth with Glenn, right, all week about the quarterback, is he saving face there, or was the plan to actually start Tyrod until he was just
He's
inactive for the game?
That's the answer. Is that Aaron Glenn's an absolute boob? All right, He has the subtlety of a heart attack. He's got the bed manner of a clown, and I don't know what he's doing. His press conferences haven't been good. He hasn't been good with the press so far. And every time he gets out there, it really seems like he's having a problem with the media, dude.
Now, like I have the same situation as you, and I think we're going to fall into the same boat. I think my team is just going to win enough games and show face about sort of potential for next year that will fool the owner. Now, I know your owner is a complete numbskull. Do you think the Jets have a couple of wins coming their way? Because I mean, not saying that, I mean the Browns have a good defense, but they're coming off the bye. They could definitely beat the Browns coming out of the bye to get to 2.
You don't
And
think
there's
I
a
got
couple games, the Dolphins again.
you don't think I got suckered in immediately yesterday?
Oh yeah, definitely.
They
That's what a win
suck.
does.
Dude, I was already on fucking NFL.com buying more merch, all right? Bro.
Aaron Glenn jersey.
Yeah. I'm like, this Glenn guy, yeah, that Glenn guy, first time, long time there, Mikey. This Aaron Glenn guy, the leader of men there, Mikey. Yeah, he's a boob. He needs to be fired at the end of the year. I got the Jets winning 10 straight and winning the AFC East. I'm a mixed bag of emotions. And after yesterday, it was good, man. It was just good to get a win. And I really think Nick had something to do with it. Nick always owned the Cincinnati Bengals when he played for the Jets. He was Mr. Ohio State. He grew up 21 miles away from Cincinnati Bengals Stadium. The dude was Ohio. So maybe on the way up to the pearly gates, he had to make a tour way through his hometown, and on the way up, he looked over the Bengals stadium and gave the Jets a last victory because that's what it was going to take, dude. It was going to take an absolute miracle yesterday. Breece Hall breaks out, 137 yards rushing, 2 rushing touchdowns, and a passing touchdown. Maybe Breece Hall should just be our quarterback.
What are you doing with Breece Hall prior to the deadline? Because the Jets don't have a pick.
You got to trade him.
I'm sorry, the Jets don't have a game before the deadline.
Well, he's not going to be. This was his audition for the rest of the teams in the NFL. And if he had this kind of game right before the trade deadline, it just shows me that Breece Hall might have been not mentally locked in. Or Breece Hall might have been taking plays off to save himself for not this dumpster fire of a team. So he can go to the Kansas City Chiefs for a 5th-round pick. So he can go try to win a chip with another team because he's been in purgatory for 4 years, bro. And it's not like, how about this? I got a question for you. Would you say that he has the same value as a Saquon Barkley when they didn't re-sign him and he went to the Eagles?
I think Breece Hall is, it's tough to compare the two, but I think Saquon definitely meant more to the Giants, but I think Breece Hall he's one of the top 4 or 5 most talented backs, I think, in the NFL, who's just completely overlooked because of the team that he's on.
Yeah, I could say that. I mean, the MVP of the NFL right now is the running back from the Colts.
Oh my God,
Taylor. I mean, this guy is just completely lighting.
Well, it's easy to play quarterback when your running back is doing that, isn't it?
How are you doing? How are you doing, Mike? With the whole Daniel Jones performance,
I'm okay. I would love Daniel Jones to succeed. I don't have a hatred.
What? No. Would you, Mike?
In the regular season, yeah. Go 13-4 and then lose to the Chiefs in the first round.
Yeah.
But I have no issues with Daniel Jones. They didn't do him any favors while he was here, clearly. But what you're seeing with the Colts is what the Giants didn't do. You build a great surrounding core. You could make any quarterback look really good.
Yeah, and that's just another shot on Daboll.
100%. That's a great point. Yeah.
Is that the quarterback that he couldn't utilize for the last 3 years is completely and utterly tearing it up? Do you even know who the head coach is for the Colts? I have no idea. But are they better than Daboll? I mean, obviously not, because we don't even know what their name is. But the New York Jets, the New York Giants, we all know what kind of fucking season this was going to be. And we knew that nothing was really going to come from this season. It wasn't going to be a winning season. Davis was a high spot yesterday, or our guy that we got from a Division III team, for Christ's sakes.
And I love that. I love the tight end. And that seems like that seems like a really good pick.
When you got the dude on the Colts doing what he's doing.
Well, oh yeah, well,
And when you got Brock Bowers, who we could have had last year on the Oakland Raiders doing what he's doing,
or
two
Dart.
guys that are completely redefining the tight end position. I don't know, man. Taylor, he looks undersized to me. Jeremy Ruckert has been actually getting more reps. But if you want to talk about a team that gets zero love on fucking social media, it's the New York Jets.
It's,
It's like me and Woody Johnson watching my posts on the New York Jets.
you know what's scary? Like what's scaring me as a fan, it just shows you how crazy the NFL is. You would have thought if I told you the story of both teams this year, the Giants and Jets are only separated by one game right now. And as of 24 hours ago,
I think they're
the
on
Jets
two
were
different
going
planets.
the Jets were going winless, and the
Yeah.
Giants were making the playoffs.
Oh yeah, well, that was the whole thing about not you because you're actually grounded on Earth, but that was the whole take it easy Giants fans thing going
Yeah.
on. Is that like, come on, guys, it's fucking, but that's the greatest thing about New Yorkers. We're excitable, easy, and that was the greatest thing at Madison Square Garden. Finally, the wait is over. The New York Knickerbockers are back playing basketball. It all started Wednesday against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I was in the building, folks. What an atmosphere. What a good time. The Knicks are 2-1. They had a pretty tough opening to their season. Cleveland at home, who's the second best team in the East. Then you had the Celtics, and everyone kept saying, oh, with Tatum out and Halliburton out, the lane's open and all that shit. No, the Celtics are still a dangerous team, okay? Then you might have had the surprise team of the East this year. Not surprised because the Heat are always going to be good with Spoelstra being their head coach. But you had the Miami Heat last night shoot the lights out of the building on the New York Knicks, and they started to expose the New York Knicks a little bit in some of their weaknesses, Mike.
Yeah, it's nice to just get rid of that record from last year, even though we did in the playoffs where we were 0-8 versus the Cavs and Celtics last year. Getting off to the nice 2-0 start now was really good. The Knicks were not going 82-0. People just have to understand it. They might not even win 60 games this year, but the Miami Heat shot the lights out of the ball. The Knicks didn't have a lot of just shot the ball from three really poorly last night, and it was too little too late in the fourth quarter when they started to get hot. But yeah, there are some deficiencies on this team. Guys who were brought in here to come off the bench and perform are not performing yet. They definitely missed Deuce last night. He's a very important part to this team.
Absolutely. Deuce is their sixth
And-
man, and Deuce has been playing tenacious defense. His three hasn't been falling yet, but yeah, McBride is I think that they're really expecting big things from McBride this year.
especially because it might be his last year on the team. So they're gonna try to get everything they possibly can out of him. So, and losing him, it hurts. But when you have the guy made out of paper mache and Mitchell Robinson, who everybody absolutely loves, I couldn't stand him for years. I know he's a very important part when he's on the court, but he's never on the court. And I know this load management stuff, I just don't trust them right now. I don't trust them that they're telling us what's going on with Robinson. If you want to rest him on back-to-backs, I don't care. You do what you got to do.
I mean, dude, obviously, they really don't need him. And Mitchell Robinson now is the Giancarlo Stanton of the New York Yankees.
It's a great comparison.
He plays half a season, and he's good in the playoffs. Listen, man, if Mitchell Robinson is healthy for the playoffs, that's all I give a shit about. If he can play when he's healthy and when he's rested, he is a first-team all-defense center, bro. The defense that he was playing last year, he looked like he had rockets on the back of his shoes. He was everywhere. Also, big shout-out to Bridges. Mikal Bridges has burnt last season to the ground. He forgot about it. It's donezo. This is the Bridges that we traded for. This is the Bridges that we gave up all those draft picks for. He's been doing everything that other than selling hot dogs during the game, and I am high on Mikal Bridges right now. I'm high on Collins. I'm high on Kolek, who needs to actually work on his shot because he can't hit water if he fell out of a fucking boat. But I'm liking the feel. What are you most positive about right now?
I love seeing that Brunson can flourish in any system. I know there was a lot of talking about Brunson switching from Thibodeau's, one-on-one style with Rose and how all these
Isolation.
other guys flourished. What was that?
No. I mean, it was last year. It was isolation with Brunson. Everybody would
Yeah.
sit around and just ISO with him in the last 3 minutes. That's actually what the Heat did last night, dude. If you notice, the Heat knew when the Knicks were down 8 points last night, and they had about 3 minutes left. The Heat guarded Brunson. They shut off all passing lanes to him and tried to let everybody else beat him. But you have Josh Hart, who's trying to feed him the ball the whole time. And I honestly think, Mike, Josh Hart is going to be the odd man out on this team.
I 100% agree. And if you let the wrong Knicks fans hear that, you're automatically labeled
persona non grata. I pissed off a lot of people saying that. Josh Hart is guess what? I like Josh Hart personally a lot. I said this on my show last night. You can check out the New York Knicks post game. I'm going to be doing New York Knicks post game shows after every single game this season, like a maniac. Josh Hart's one of those guys that build you up to the dance. They don't win you the dance. He doesn't take the prom queen home. He got us to this point. He's a Nova Nick. Great. I always said that if the New York Knicks could get to the point where he's a sixth man on this team, that would be icing on the cake. He cannot shoot the ball. He cannot pass the ball. He is a good injection of speed. He's a good injection of energy and can get you 5 rebounds in 2 minutes. That's where it ends for me, bro. And I am low on Hart.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. I think that the system is not going to do Hart any favors either. He's going to have to. I love him being, like you said, I love him coming off the bench, bringing the energy off the bench. You cannot play Josh Hart and Yabusele and certain guys together on the court. I think Mike Brown will, we give it, you give these things 30 games. We're only judging off the first 3. And this is why Mike Brown is trying all these different lineups through these first 3 games. He has to see what works and what's not going to work. And
absolutely,
knowing Josh Hart can't shoot, can't have him on the court with a lot of these other guys.
Hey, listen, it's audition time for a lot of people. And also, just like football, none of these dudes are Mike Brown's dudes, right? Yep. So everybody's on the chopping block. And if you look at Collins' performance last night, he's got 8 points. He's got 2 rebounds last night. That's Josh Hart's production right there. And he's taller, has more length, and can hit threes. And last night, dude, the New York Knicks were 26-3 in breakaway points. That can't happen. Their transition defense with Cat, man. Listen, Karl Anthony Towns is one of the most talented dudes and talented centers I've ever seen, okay? But him dropping back on defense is a big fucking problem for this team. If you notice this year, all the teams run small against the New York Knicks, right? They run small lineups out there, transition offense, and teams that can run the floor. When the New York Knicks do that, they get behind 8 points. Karl Anthony Towns runs out of gas. He runs like he has snowshoes on. And like you saw on social media, it looks like Paulie Walnuts in the fucking Pine Barrens. And he's out of gas. Then when he comes back, he's dog shit 12 seconds into the play. So you've already run that off the shot clock. They need to really fix that, Mike.
I think he will. I think Brown will fix. I think he'll get his rotation set. He's going to put the necessary guys together that belong together. I love that he's going deep into the bench early, man. Like you said, auditions. This is for the long haul, right? If this was a 15, 16 game season, we'd all be flipping out right now. But we got 80 of these to go, 79 of these to go. A lot of these guys you're seeing play now won't be getting major minutes post All-Star break. So once the playoffs start, a couple of these guys will definitely not be on the floor. But you're going to see Clarkson get better. You're going to see Yabusele get better. Most of these guys are going to start hitting their 3-point shots. I love what I'm seeing from Anunoby offensively. And then
That's Mike Brown right there. I was going to touch on that next, man. You know, I'm a fucking simp for OG. That's my fucking, okay? That dude can do whatever he wants. I got too much merch and hats around here. I've said on this show that he could be LeBron James if that guy somebody told him he was good. Like, I think somebody needs to tell OG, be like, yo, man, you're a really good basketball player, by the way. I think what will Brown do for you, he'll unlock OG. Bridges looks like a whole new guy under him also, by the way.
Yeah.
So maybe Bridges was in the doghouse of Tom Thibodeau, and that was what I was talking about, was the escape from Tom Thibodeau Island. Shamet Kolick, and who else escaped from the island? I forget who the third escapee was, but Kolick, I like his energy off the bench. I like his fast twitch. Couldn't hit water if he fell out of a fucking boat, though.
But you're seeing, like, this was the argument. You're seeing that these guys are playable.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the problem. In the regular season, these are the guys you have to rely on to get you through the regular season. And that's exactly why you had to bring Brown here.
Yeah, and you know what? I love what he's doing so far. I know it's only been 3 games, but you can tell the mentality. But I even noticed, Mike, during last night's game against the Heat, and I know it's just 1 game and you can't build too much into it, but that's literally what I do here on New York Minute is I look into shit and minutia. Well, like, if you look at it, I kind of said that they fell back into their old Tom Thibodeau ways last night. It's kind of like when you get a golf lesson. They tell you not to play a round of golf right after the first lesson because you'll play it like shit. Because what happens is you try to do what the trainer told you. You get out there, you start playing terribly, and then you go right back to your old ways. And last night was exactly kind of what the New York Knicks did. I don't know if 3 games in 5 nights was a little rough on them. You know, getting up for the home opener against the Cavs. Then you had Boston on Friday. That's another huge game to get up. And then you have to travel, divisional rival. You have all night off on Saturday in Miami Beach, okay?
Oof.
I'm popping bottles. I'm getting bottle service. We're having some fun at the Clevelander there, Mike. You know what I'm talking about? We're at Fountain Blue checking out the pH levels in the pool, baby. That's what I'd be doing. I wouldn't be thinking about basketball. So,
do you think that there's any? You think there's going to be any built-up juice for Wednesday's game or tomorrow night's game with Milwaukee
for the Bucks? Oh yeah, there's juice. Listen, man, the way the Knicks are playing this year, knock on wood, every game's got juice. Also, they did a really good job with the first half of the season with the schedule, dude. They're playing the Timberwolves. So they got Milwaukee coming up. They got the Bulls with a back-to-back. They got the in-season tournament. What the fuck is that called?
Oh, the Cup, NBA Cup.
Yeah, that's great.
That's
I mean, it's going to get better. The NBA, don't sleep on the NBA Cup. I'm telling you, within 5 years, it's going to be a thing. The ratings were pretty good last year, though, for it.
People seem to enjoy it. It gives people a little juice. You know who won the NBA Cup last year?
I think did the Knicks lose?
They lost in the semifinals. See, we're not once we get to a point where you can rattle off.
They lost in the semifinals to the Golden State Warriors.
And the Thunder won the NBA Cup.
So they won the NBA Cup and the NBA title.
So maybe it's a precursor.
You know what? They should just make 2 seasons then, if that's what they're going to do. All right, because I don't know. I just think that shows kind of as a weakness point for the product of your sport is that if you have to make a tournament inside of a season, but maybe I'm just thinking like an American, like a bonehead, and not like a European soccer fan. Because they have tournaments running in and out of their season the whole time. In fact, in the Premiership, in the English Premiership Soccer League, they don't have a championship game. It's just whoever has the best record at the end of the season.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like it's like Yogi Berra when he went to the World Series. Yeah, the 2 with the best sign go to the World Series. So the New York Knicks are looking fantastic, by the way. But what the New York Knicks need. They need a Novak, okay? The Knicks need a Novak. And what I mean by that is McBride's not that guy. You're not that guy, okay? He's a good basketball player. They have a bunch of dudes who are okay at three-pointers.
Yeah, you got a bunch of guys who could get hot for a week and then they'll shoot 29, 28%. They needed that was one of the biggest things coming into the offseason. I really wanted them to get that sniper off the bench that's just going to come in and for a fact when he puts one up, the other teams are like, oh my God. Like, when the fans close their eyes when this guy shoots the ball. And I wanted them to get that guy off the bench.
And the Heat got 3 of them. You got Frankie Frappuccino last night ringing this play. Who is that guy? He's awesome.
They just like Spolster just finds these guys.
He finds Italian dudes on the beach in Speedos. He's like, yo, how's your 3-point shot? All right, let's go. Come on. And Tyler Hero, those are the teams that are going to give the Knicks problems, bro.
Yeah,
Are
they
the
are.
small, good shooting teams. OKC's just taking everybody out into deep water. That's all that's going on. They're just running people out of the building with athleticism, and what they're doing is kind of crazy. And Wembanyama, bro.
Oh my God. Somebody asked the guy on what was it, Twitter, would you trade Brunson and Cat right now for Wembanyama?
Absolutely. In a heartbeat.
And Knicks fans, I know that Knicks fans
no,
wanted to say the same thing, but they hesitated.
Because New York Knicks fans love mediocre players.
Yeah, and there's a certain loyalty to guys like Brunson, not Cat. I don't think half the fans will get rid of him. Brunson taking the major pay cut.
I'd get rid of Brunson before I got rid of Cat.
For Wembanyama, I think
I'm just saying in general, man. Listen, I know that Karl Anthony Towns could be one of the most frustrating guys, and with Patty playoffs, we're texting back and forth during the Knicks game, and he's just like, yo, why is he so frustrating? And I'm like, because he is a frustrating dude, but he giveth and he taketh away. You know, like last night, 2 nights ago, he had 16 points by the half. And you're like, holy shit, this guy's the greatest player in the NBA. And then last night, he just shows up and has a dud. I don't know if he was out of gas. I don't know what it was, but he just wasn't that dude last night. But I always say there is less Karl Anthony Towns walking this earth than Brunson's running this earth.
Yeah, it sure is.
And like, if you think about it, like, I'd love to know what other what NBA insiders think about Brunson's ranking amongst other players in the NBA. I bet you he doesn't crack the top 10.
Like if you're like that question people ask, if you're starting a team tomorrow, where would Brunson rank on the guys that you would draft? There's probably at least 15 to 20 guys you would choose ahead of Brunson if you're starting your own franchise tomorrow.
I would think Brunson might be the first. He might be the Geno Smith of that draft. He might be the first pick of the second round, Brunson.
Probably.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's stretching it a little bit. But listen, first of all, this is not. I love Brunson, okay? I love Johnny Five from Short Circuit, okay? I'd give blood for the guy. If he needed it, I'd give it to you, okay? But I'm just saying, Karl Anthony Towns, when it comes down to sheer talent, Brunson's not the guy that's going to make this team a championship team. He's going to help them get to a championship. This team became a championship team when they got rid of Tibbs and when they got Karl Anthony Towns. And you guys know it because that was the biggest trade. That was one of the biggest acquisitions in Knick history. And after all the years we've been trying to get guys to come to MSG, we had to give fucking Amari Stoudemire $75 million with no insurance policy, with a back like mine, okay? And that's what we had to do to get guys to come here.
Yeah, well, at least we know, at least for Knicks fans are loyal to the fact that Brunson does do it in the most clutches of times. So that's something we're going to need come postseason. But
I've said on my show, Fresh Legs Brunson is my new guilty pleasure because he's a closer. He's Mariano Rivera. He's a bullpen arm. This guy isn't a starting pitcher. Look at the frame that he has, okay? You bring him in, end of the second half, fourth quarter, crunch time, big spots. That's why I'm scratching my fucking head why Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson are on the bench in the fourth quarter with 9 minutes to go. And also, Brunson and Cat were benched when the Heat went up 8 last night, and that was the game.
Yeah, they couldn't recover from that. And even though they went on that run, and then they go on the run when Brunson comes back in, but it's too little too late at that point.
Yeah, exactly. So my question to you is, Mike, that's exactly a Tom Thibodeau move.
100%, yeah, because he's stuck in his ways. Brown's going to learn that I can't keep these guys on the bench too long. I got to put it back in. Thibodeau was you saw it every single game with Tom Thibodeau. You knew who was coming in, and you knew at what time they were coming in. The next time out, in your back of your head, you're going, "Oh, here comes so and so. Here, now we're going to not see Brunson for 16 minutes." With Brown, it's going to get more unpredictable, but predictable as the season goes along.
But like you said, it's audition time. And
Yep,
he's
definitely.
looking for chemistry. He's looking for rotations. He's looking for who works best with who. And that's exactly what you got to do. And the icing on top of the cake is that the Knicks are 2-1 with trying to figure this out at the same time. So that's cash money right there. So listen, man, the New York Knicks. Oh, and Yabuli. I've been trying to learn his name. Is that? Did I say it right? Yabuli.
Yep, Yabusele.
Ooh, I'm trying.
You're
Yabusele, I'm
getting.
trying, baby.
He needs
Baby,
to
I'm
make a couple
trying,
more big
Yabusele.
plays.
Dude, you should see me sitting here at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm going Yabusele. And then I got to go find a YouTube video on how to hear, because like I can't read it and say it, and then I have to spell it phonetically in my notes. So I got Yabusulu. So now it's just fucking Han Solo at the end of the day. But I am my favorite guy. Okay, so who's your favorite guy off the bench right now for the New York Knicks? Like, who's your guilty pleasure on the Knicks?
My favorite play is Deuce, but my guilty pleasure would probably be Clarkson.
I know. I am too. But I'm a little out on Clarkson now because I heard he designs bags as well. So,
But yeah,
so my boy is Yabusele.
Sele.
Yabusele. He's French, correct?
Yeah, he needs to make more plays so the announcers say it more.
Yabusele. Yes,
It's
correct.
his
But
fault.
he came
It's
in
his
the other
fault.
night in the second game of the season. He had 3 offensive rebounds in under a minute. So
Yes.
I love the big frame from him. I liked him on the Sixers. He hurt us from 3-point land during the playoffs. And I think that's an excellent thing. The bench is awesome. Also, let's talk about our G League secret weapon, Mike. Ariel.
Oh,
I can show you the world. Yeah. Well,
yeah, Huck Porty, man.
what I don't get, he starts the first game. Double
Yeah.
nickels, 55, starts at center for the home opener. Second game, he doesn't play at all. Third game, he gets in, does absolutely zilch. What are we thinking from Ariel? Are we going to get anything from him? Because I was seeing him start the first game, and I'm like, hold on, breaking news. The Knicks know how to develop centers. Hartenstein from the G League. Now we got him. We have traded off different centers in our G League, too, from our farm system. So do the New York Knicks have a little bit of a secret sauce here?
Yeah, one of the positive things with him is that he's already getting more playing time than he had last season. So he's already getting some serious run here. He's got some ability, and they said he's been working on a floater over the offseason that he should be getting more comfortable with as the season progresses. You want to see him be just a little more aggressive when he gets into the paint, but other than that, he's a good defender, good help
He's
defender,
a
really good shot
7-footer, too.
blocker. Yeah, and he sets a good pick. And people hear that, and you're like, "Oh, who cares?" But that stuff means something.
Well,
You know,
it does mean something because last night they had Karl Anthony Town pick up his foot on a moving pick. That was a turnover. They come
Yeah.
right down. Freddie Frappuccino hits a 3, and then it's Eric Spolshin putting more dye on his hair. Because I don't know, that guy's like 60 and he's still got jet black hair. I smell a rat, Mike. You know what
like
I'm saying?
Jaylen Brown. Did you see the Jaylen Brown highlight when
When half of his
powder?
head came out on OG's jersey? Yeah, I caught it all. I love that. Was it from
Oh.
his beard or from his head?
Either one? Who cares?
I'm sorry. Like, dude, if you're a black dude, just shave your head. Okay? No one knows.
As long as you got the beard, it's fine. See?
Even if you don't, it's so much easier for a black NBA player to go bald than it is me. Okay? Because if I go bald, they're going to lock me up for walking too close to a playground. Okay? Because I'm 5'7" on a good day. If you're bald and you're a black guy, you're regal. You're cool. All right? You're smooth. You're figuratively and literally smooth.
It's true.
Mike, well, how do you like, I mean, you really didn't have a choice in the matter, right? But how
No.
do you like being a bald man, a baldman?
I don't mind it. I save a lot of money on the haircuts now. I don't go to the barber like I used to do every 2 weeks, and haircut prices keep going up, so I'm saving money there. I don't mind it.
Hold on. let's have a little honesty here on New York Minute. Before losing the hair, did you spend a lot of money on haircuts to begin with? Were you like Fabio before that?
Oh yeah, I was going every 2 weeks, dude. Because I would do the haircut and the beard, the combo,
Do
which
you
would be
have a
$40
picture of you
every
with
2
like
weeks.
locks?
$40.
No. I'm saying, do you have a picture of you with hair?
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta. I gotta see Mike with hair one day. We're gonna put you up right on the show. Boom,
Yeah.
Mike with hair. Listen, the Jets might make you lose your hair. Okay, the Knicks are gonna put it back in. Like I'm going to Turkey, which I've been looking at already. By the way, because I look in the mirror every morning, and this is going. You see this? It's literally 36 bucks to cut this, and it's not a lot of real estate.
And the prices are going up now, so it might be time.
I've gone from suck to blow, Mike. All right. Well, listen, I love our new center. We got any Mets and Yankees talk?
What do we got? The Mets hired Schnichter, the Houston Astros hitting a former Houston Astros hitting coach is now the hitting coach for the New York Mets, Troy Snitker.
And we stole your assistant pitching coach from the Mets.
You got him back, yeah.
We got him back from the lab, so maybe that was the missing piece with the bullpen last year.
Could have been. And then we most likely are losing our first base coach, who they haven't come to terms with on a contract extension.
Well, guess what?
Which Juan Soto might not be happy about.
He's not, because he's not going to have 30 stolen bags last year, like because of that guy. Yo, dude, that guy might have scored himself a complete job just from the way that they have how many stolen bases that they had this year.
Yeah, and I see fans pissed off. Like, just because they didn't agree on a contract right now doesn't mean that they won't. And if you're Antoine Richardson, if I come to you and say, well, what do you want? And he says a number, and I say, no, you're a first base coach. That doesn't mean the contract negotiations are over. He has every right to ask for what he wants. Everybody got to calm down.
Yeah, I've as far as the Yankees are concerned, I'm going to be doing my first part hot stove Yankees take as soon as the World Series is over, because I really don't makes no sense to do it during it. But the one thing that I've been hearing on the old information superhighway, that's the internet to you folks, is they were going, do we need Cody Bellinger, Kyle
here we
Tucker?
go.
Okay.
Here
Well,
we
listen.
go.
This is why you only go to New York Minute Sports for Yankees information, because I'm a fucking freak show, okay? And I'm locked in. And a lot of these dudes like Fireside Yankees, okay, who's bartending half the time and not watching every game. Dudes like John Boy, who don't even follow the fucking Yankees anymore, who are just doing general media right here, locked in. I'm watching Japanese playoff baseball, folks. And what you need to fucking know is that we're going to get both Kyle Tucker and Cody Bellinger, because it don't matter. You don't understand how the roster works. We're letting Trent Grisham walk. Trent Grisham had arbitration of $6 million last year. You take that $6 million, you put it on Cody Bellinger's current contract, which is at 26, brings him up to 32.5. So you take Trent Grisham, who's leaving anyway, you throw it, you keep Belly. Now we just got to buy fucking the guy from the Cubs. Now, boom, boom, Kyle Tucker, Cody Bellinger, Aaron Judge outfield. We take Anthony Volpe, we move him to second base, we trade Jazz. We either go get Trevor Story or Bichette, let him play shortstop. Then we have a starting rotation that will knock your dick in the dirt. Let's go, 2026 championship team.
You know what? That sounds like the Yankees that I grew up watching. The Yankees that just said "F you." When I'm picking between guys, we're getting both guys. They suck it.
They can't be happy about the Toronto Blue Jays being in the World Series. They cannot be happy about missing this World Series. I'm done hearing that Hal don't give a fuck. Hal does care, okay?
They care. People care.
You don't think Brian Cashman's ego wants to win a World Series? You don't think that guy's doing everything in his power to shut everybody the fuck up? And whenever he hears about people talking about how they haven't won a World Series in a long time, he's like, eat my ass. Also, 2026, with the strike coming up after this year, I think that's going to make teams go in the paint a lot harder than they want. Also, we're going to talk about on the Yankees Hot Stove Show, the first one of the year, we're going to talk about what we need to do to trade Jazz Chisholm and who we need to be our shortstop, because there's a player from the St. Louis Cardinals who I think is a perfect fit that we can get on the cheap, Gold Glove guy, okay? And we'll let you know all the details. We're also going to be here for the Milwaukee Bucks and the Chicago Bulls this week against the New York Knicks. They're going to be at Milwaukee. That's going to be a big game. We could be staring down the barrel of the team we're going to be dealing with at the trade deadline. Because remember this, guys, the New York Knicks and Leon Rose will always do whatever he can to make this team better. And also, this big bench could just be auditioning pieces for trade pieces. So the guys, the Koliks of the world, like the Collins of the Yabusele of the world, might be able to be moved. But like you said, I'd like to see the bench, see what they can do in the first 10 games. Let's see who's who, Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm so excited. I actually think the Cup starts tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, in Milwaukee.
No, the Knicks' first Cup game is against the Bulls, and that's later this week. That's when they do the back-to-back. So
Beautiful.
The first game is also, my question to you is, because you know a lot more basketball than I do, but when they do the in-game tournament, the in-game tournament also counts as a regular season game, just like soccer.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. So because I kind of got mixed up there. They're having a back-to-back, but also one of them's a trophy game. So I was wondering if it's just a trophy game and then they have a regular season game after it. Both are a regular season game, home and home set, back-to-back for the in-game title. I don't know why this feels good.
Yeah, but this is when they paint the courts really nice too. Like when they have those nice bright colors on the courts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they're going color rush. Yeah, they're going color rush like the Seattle Seahawks about 7 years ago.
Yep.
With the Legion of Boom. All right, Mike, tell them where they can find you on that smoke wagon on the internet.
Pudgy Boys Sports Talk, Pudgy Boys with a Z, not an S. Probably the reasoning why people don't find me is because they type in S, grammatically correct, but it has to be a Z because that's what I wanted. So Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Pudgy Boys Sports Talk.
So you stubborn fuck.
Yes.
You don't want to. Is S available?
It probably is, but I'm locked into Z now.
Okay, well, I think I might be locked into PudgyBoySportz with an S after I log off of this and get it from you, and just be like, "Hey, listen, I'm Pudgy Boy now." It's like, well, listen, you're like 170 pounds, okay? You're not really Pudgy Boy. I'm going to start eating and steal your Instagram channel. Okay, Mike? No, but for real, guys, anybody that follows me, follows New York Minute on Instagram, follows me here on YouTube. Mike's doing some great work on Instagram. I go over there for all my Knicks information, for my Giants information, and then I just use it on this show against him and steal all his lines. So that's what we do here on New York Minute. We steal, we rob, we cheat, but we try to bring you the best show possible. And check out Mike, PudgyBoySportz. With a Z, okay? I'm telling you, man, you need to be Zorro for Halloween and just stab people and tell them what the name of your Instagram is, okay?
Yeah.
Sound like a good idea?
Sounds beautiful.
I'll see you next Monday, Mike, with our New York Minute Sports Talk show. And if you guys have been supporting us, I appreciate you. I love you. And when I see you, I'm going to give you a big smooch, give you a big hug. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby. Till next time.